No.
People ask me, how do you network? And a lot of people think it's going to these network meetings. We made this "You're Networking Wrong" video months ago. People think networking is going to a networking event. Networking events are useless because they're thrown by someone who charges you to stand in a room with other like-minded individuals. Mm-hmm. Well, if you're a 5-figure person trying to be a 6 or 7-figure person, I guarantee you those people didn't show up to a mixer or a shaker or a networking meeting. The only person benefiting from that is the person who sold you the ticket for $50 or $100 to come to their meeting, so they look important, they made money off of you. Mm-hmm. We met, an entrepreneur always sees true networking as going anywhere where people would be that are higher than you. There's no ego in there. You can be very proud of what you do, but there's someone who knows more. There's someone who has more. There's always someone who can share. We could go on that for hours. But as we've been discussing for the last few weeks since meeting, we'd had that coffee a little while, or we went for cigars, and you discussed this, we're going to get into the real estate, we're going to bounce back to there. We got 3 or 4 more topics to discover, discuss, all those, go down those venues.
All of it.
But I want to point out a key thing to me when I'm looking for the people that we like to work with. What we did before this, because every week, we don't put this online because we don't think charity should be something you should be pat on the back for. Every week we go out and we go to the inner city and we feed hundreds of people lunch. We're not doing that so you know that we do it. I'm prefacing this discussion. When we were deciding what time to host this podcast, I was telling you my obligations before we could have this podcast in setting this time. And what I said is, we're going to be downtown in the inner city feeding the homeless population starting at 11:45. Then we discussed we can probably start this at about 1:30 kind of thing.
Yeah.
His first response wasn't, "Cool, I'll be there." It was, "Do you need some hands to help feed?" This is the type of response I want to hear. Well, I want to see people who want to be the next successful version of themselves, whether that's financially or spiritually or whatever it is. I want to see that you're also good people, in that you have to understand that you have to support the community that you grew your wealth in. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he was willing to give more of his time, which again breaks apart from 9-to-5ers. They can't be out at 11. Preface this is Friday. I don't know when you're going to be watching this, but this is a Friday. We're out feeding. I have to start cooking at 8 o'clock in the morning to feed hundreds of people at 11:30, 11:45. Again, that's not so you pat me on the back. Mm-hmm. It's an explanation of what goes into doing this weekly. Mm-hmm. If you're 9-to-5ing it, one, you don't even see us doing it. So, people are like, oh, well, we don't see wealthy people doing anything, so they must not. They don't post it on social media. No, we don't do things for your acknowledgement.
And then when you do post it, they attack you.
Yeah, exactly. This is why. So don't ever think that if you're an average person, don't think your opinion matters. Okay, you can have an opinion to help build your life, but do not judge other people.